What we are asking for is not a bailout. Our request should not cost the Canadian taxpayer a cent. If we fix the BIA and CCAA acts to give us preferred credit status in the courts. So stand up, federal politicians, and help us protect our rights. My last point is that crisis always creates an opportunity to fix past wrongs. Now is the time for our federal politicians to stand up and fix these wrongs, and don't leave 20,000 Nortel pensioners, terminateds, and long-term disability people hung out to dry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Don. That was excellent. Now we have Mr. Bernard Neuschwander. Bernard is a Nortel retiree and presently the Quebec chair of the NRPC.
Par notre présence ici, nous demandons donc au gouvernement fédéral, premièrement, qu'il arrête de prétendre que les plans de pension sont de juridiction provinciale pour justifier son inaction. Les lois sur la faillite sont des lois fédérales et elles ont préséance sur les lois provinciales.
Welcome to Ottawa, and welcome to Canada's private pension system, better known as 649 or Scratch and Win. And what it means to you and to our members and to retirees, whether you're unionized or not in the private sector, is that you pay in your life to the pension plan, and you hope that Bernie Madoff has left a little bit left for you. Abitibi-Bowater, CCAA protection, pensioners and actives combined, 30,000 people have their pensions and benefits and severance at stake. Fraser Paper, Can West, the list goes on and on and on. Our union alone has 50,000 workers or retirees in the pinch under CCAA with absolutely no end in sight. It doesn't matter whether it's the broadcast, the print sector, the forestry sector, the manufacturing sector. Our workers, our members, our retirees are being devastated by these immoral laws that puts a retiree at the bottom of the heap while the financial community gets bailed out and gets priority on what is ever left of our company. Other countries don't do this. In Britain, even in the United States, pensions are protected.
Only in Canada.
Only in Canada, you say. Absolutely correct. And it is time that this government got off its duff and stood up for people who built this country with their hard work and contributed to these pension plans, and they need to be protected. There are answers, and I urge all of you to push, to demand that there be a national summit on the crisis in pensions and force this Prime Minister to get off his duff and do something to protect these workers, many of them in their 80s, who will be forced to eat dog food if their pensions are destroyed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Thank you very much. Excellent. Our next speaker is Sue Kennedy. Sue Kennedy is a disabled Nortel employee who is the court-appointed representative for about between 300 and 400 Canadian Nortel employees on long-term disability.
We went to the government to report this robbery. What do you think happened? Well, a little bit happened. The federal government said that our disability benefits are legislated by the province, but then we talked to the province. The province said that the long-term disability benefits were not included because they're self-insured plans. Well, we have a self-insured long-term disability plan, and you can't cover it because it's self-insured. You can't cover it because Nortel is providing it. Nortel is not an insurance company. We were going around and around in circles talking to the government, hoping that we would discover a miracle, and the miracle has not happened yet. And we're still searching for it. We'll never give up.
Surely, our governments would rather protect Canadians than protect the interests of junk bond speculators and of the unregulated credit default swap market that is putting so many companies into bankruptcy throughout the world. There's 5.5 million Canadians in pension plans. We've got 1 million Canadians who think they have long-term disability benefits that are secure, but they're in these uninsured plans. All working Canadians could lose their jobs in this a significant proportion could lose their jobs in this economic crisis. We're not asking for a government bailout for the people that have pension plans. What we're asking is that the government use its mandate in legislating the bankruptcy laws to ensure that the companies who have money will pay that money first to the pensioners. And we ask Canada to stand up for the Nortel pensioners and the long-term disabled.
Thank you very much, Diane. Excellent. We now have the pleasure of, I have the pleasure of introducing Ken Georgetti. Ken is the president of the Canadian Labour Congress.
Thank you. Thank you, and let me say on behalf of those 3.2 million workers that I have the privilege of representing, that we are with you all the way in this struggle that you're having with this company. We're here for you and your right to retire with dignity and respect, a right every Canadian should have in this country. What these Nortel executives are doing is simply disgusting. You know, it's one rule for ordinary employees and it's quite another for these big shot executives. Let's remember, while Nortel cries poverty, this company has $2.6 billion in cash and up to $6 billion in cash after its business sales. I say they've got lots of money to cover the cost of their pensioners. They can afford your pensions and severance pay, but they just simply don't want to. So Nortel and their rich executives can benefit at your expense. It's not right, it's not fair, and it's not acceptable in Canada. Nortel was built by your efforts, not the efforts of the CEO. And we say, if Nortel won't fulfill its obligations, the people in that building right there, it's their responsibility to take care of that. It's about time that this Conservative government woke up and got tough with Nortel and other companies flagrantly stealing workers' deferred earnings. This ripoff is being repeated by Abitibi in Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, in Trenton Works in Nova Scotia, by the U.S. Steel lockout in Hamilton and other places in Ontario, and the forest industry in British Columbia, and it's probably going to happen next, as Dave said, to CanWest Global. We have to put a stop to it, and we have to put a stop to it right now.